Why are dogs so loyal to humans? There's something almost ridiculous about the way dogs love people. You can leave the house for 6 minutes to take out the trash, come back, and your dog greets you like you just returned from war. You can be broke, stressed, underdressed, emotionally unstable, and singing completely off-key in the kitchen. And your dog will still look at you like you are the greatest creature to ever walk the earth. Which raises a surprisingly interesting question. Why are dogs so loyal to humans? Why do they wait by the door? Why do they follow us from room to room? Why do they act like our personal emotional support bodyguards? Even when we did absolutely nothing to deserve that level of devotion. The answer is actually a mix of evolution, emotion, survival, and one very important fact. Humans, to dogs, are kind of a fantastic deal. Part 1. Dogs didn't randomly become obsessed with us. Dogs didn't wake up one morning and say, "You know what? I think I'm going to dedicate my life to this weird, hairless ape who keeps talking about taxes." This relationship has been building for thousands of years, long before dogs were sleeping on orthopedic memory foam beds and wearing little raincoats. Their ancestors were living around humans. The animals that were less fearful, more curious, and better at understanding human behavior had an advantage. They got food, they got protection, they got access to warmth and shelter. And over time, the bond got stronger. In simple terms, the dogs that were better at being around humans were more likely to survive. So generation after generation, dogs became incredibly tuned into us. That's why dogs are so unusually good at reading human gestures. Point somewhere? A dog gets it. Change your tone of voice? A dog notices? Look sad? A dog often reacts. A lot of animals can live near humans. Dogs are different. Dogs evolved to live with humans. Not just near us, not just around us, with us. Which is honestly impressive, because humans are not exactly easy roommates. We make loud noises. We rearrange furniture for no reason. We vacuum. And somehow dogs still decided, yes, these are my people. Part 2. To a dog, you are basically home. One of the biggest reasons dogs seem loyal is because they form deep emotional attachments. Not in a fake movie way, not in a "my dog thinks I'm perfect" way. More in a very real, very simple way. You are safety. You are the familiar voice, the familiar smell, the familiar footsteps, the person who makes life feel predictable. And for dogs, predictability matters a lot. They live in routines, walk time, food time, nap time, suspiciously staring out the window for no reason time. Their world is built around patterns, and usually, at the center of those patterns, is you. So when your dog follows you everywhere, that's not always just clinginess. Sometimes it's attachment. Sometimes it's reassurance. Sometimes it's basically your dog saying, "Just checking that my favorite unstable giant is still alive and doing normal human things." That bond can become incredibly strong, especially when a dog feels secure with a person. And once that happens, loyalty starts to show up in everyday behavior. Waiting by the door, sleeping near you, checking where you are, watching your face, reacting to your mood. They're not thinking about loyalty as some noble moral code. They're thinking, this is my person. This is where I belong. Part 3. Food helps. Let's be honest. Now, to be fair, food is absolutely part of this. Let's not romanticize everything. If one creature feeds another creature every single day, that relationship is going to matter. To your dog, you are not just a companion. You are also the keeper of snacks, the opener of treat bags, the magical being who controls dinner. And that matters. A lot. But food alone doesn't explain the whole thing. Because dogs don't just hang around the person with the highest calorie output. If that were true, they'd all be emotionally attached to the refrigerator. Instead, dogs often bond most strongly with the person who gives them consistency, attention, comfort, and trust. Food may open the door, but connection is what makes them stay. That's why many dogs have a favorite person. Not always the person who feeds them the most. Sometimes it's the person who plays with them, or comforts them when they're scared, or just quietly shares space with them. To a dog, loyalty isn't just about resources, it's about relationship. Though yes, the relationship does improve dramatically if chicken is involved. Part 4. Dogs are weirdly good at reading us. One of the most fascinating things about dogs is how closely they watch human behavior. They notice tone of voice, facial expression, body posture, energy changes. Before you even realize you're stressed, your dog may already know something feels off. That's part of why dogs often seem emotionally loyal, not just physically attached. They don't just stay near us, they respond to us. If you're sad, many dogs become quieter or more attentive. If you're excited, they pick up on it. If you're upset, they may hover nearby like a furry little therapist who has no license but excellent instincts. And the more dogs read us, the more connected they become. Because from their point of view, paying attention to humans has always mattered. It helps them understand what's safe, what's happening, what comes next. That sensitivity creates a bond that can feel almost shocking sometimes. A dog will sit with someone who's crying, wait for someone who's gone, recognize the sound of one specific car pulling into the driveway. And it's hard not to look at that and think, that's loyalty. Maybe not in the human philosophical sense, but in the emotional, everyday, deeply moving sense? Absolutely. Part 5. Loyalty is really trust repeated. Over time. When people say dogs are loyal, what they're usually seeing is trust repeated over and over again. Your dog trusts that you'll come back, trusts that you'll feed them, trusts that your voice means something, trusts that being near you is better than being alone. That kind of trust doesn't appear instantly. It grows through routine. Care, safety, small repeated moments, a walk every morning, a hand on the head, a calm voice during a thunderstorm, the way you always let them settle near your feet. Over time, all of that builds a kind of emotional gravity. The dog keeps coming back to you because you are the place where things make sense. That's also why dogs who've experienced abandonment or trauma may struggle with loyalty at first. Not because they're broken, not because they don't care, but because trust has to be rebuilt. And when it is rebuilt, it can be incredibly powerful. Sometimes the most loyal dogs are the ones who finally learn that this time, the love is real. This time, the door opens and someone comes back. This time they are safe. That's not just obedience. That's attachment with history inside it. Part 6. So, do dogs actually love us? At this point, the real question is not just whether dogs are loyal, it's whether that loyalty is a form of love. And honestly, it sure looks a lot like it. Not human love, exactly. Dogs are not sitting around writing poetry about your presence. They are not reflecting on the meaning of devotion under the moonlight. But in the way they know how to bond, the way they stay close, the way they trust, the way they return again and again to the same person. Yes, there is something deeply real there. A dog may not understand your career problems, your identity crisis, your unread emails, or why you keep watching the same show over and over while saying you're just resting your eyes. But they understand you in the ways that matter to them. Your smell, your rhythm, your voice, your place in their world. And once a dog decides you are part of that world, you matter enormously. So why are dogs so loyal to humans? Because for thousands of years, we became more than just another species to them. We became home. We became routine. We became safety. We became family. And when a dog feels that with you, their loyalty can look almost unbelievable. They wait, they watch, they forgive, they stay. Even when you're annoying, even when you sing badly, even when you tell them no more treats, and then immediately cave 14 seconds later. A dog's loyalty isn't magic, but sometimes it feels close.